What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. I'm about to go out for a little bike ride. But I said to myself, you know what? Let me make a quick video before I hit the bike trail, which I think it's time for me to talk about love. That's right. I feel like LL. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my head, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need someone who's as sweet as a dove. For the first time in my life, I need love. I need love. And I think I found it. Mrs. McEnany, okay, who's been doing the White House press briefings lately. Now, when you fall in love with somebody, you need to be able to explain why you love them. You know, oftentimes people, they'll say things like, you know, I love you. And the person will be like, why? And you're like, oh, I wasn't ready for that. Because you're nice and you smell like Fruit Loops. And when I see you, I think of rainbows. But no, I need some more details. Well, I have proof of why I think I love Mrs. McEnany. I've been noticing something about her work. Now, I also used to love Sarah Huckabee. And one person asked, Kev, well, wait a minute. I thought you loved Sarah Huckabee. And I said, yeah, I did. And they said, well then whatever happened to her? And I said, I love her too. But there's a reason why I love her a little bit more. Sarah's great. She's great. But here's the difference. When McEnany gets out there, it's almost as if she takes a little bit of sadistic pride in hurting the media. She don't just come out. See, Sarah would come out, she would deal with the media. And it was, you could see the toleration on her face. Like, I got to go out here and deal with these idiots again. And it's a pain in the butt. I'm going to do my job and I'm going to do it well. But it's a pain in the butt and I'm tolerating this whole situation. Whereas McEnany comes out looking for the situation. She comes out like, you know what? I like doing this. It's like me, you know, when I just a couple times I had to go to court and be a witness or something like that. Something about that is cool with me. I'm sitting on the stand like, come on, bring it. Yeah, it almost makes the prosecutor not even want to ask you questions because he can see in your eyes like, oh, I like this. That's all you got? I want some more. Give it to me. See, I want to see who right now can match wits going back and forth. I always want to be 1 or 2 steps ahead. Same thing with her. When she comes out to the press conferences, she's like 2 or 3 steps ahead of all their stupid questions. She's not reactive. She's proactive. So she's sitting there with an arsenal like, just give me a reason to be able to expose your hypocrisy. Say one stupid thing, because I have a whole list of accurate, detailed statements or incidents that I want to bring out and highlight. So she deals with them in a defensive, then immediately switch to offense, and she destroys them every time. You would think they'd start learning by now, like, oh, I better add something smart and something that she can't go back and document all the times I or the company I work for have said the exact same thing or look hypocritical. And that's what she does. She's a walking book of facts and dates and stuff like that. And when they ask certain questions and she start throwing it back on them after defending the question first, they all sit there like, oh, crap. I didn't expect her to go ahead and flip the script and be coming at my throat like this. She's not just reacting. She's now saying, now that I've dealt with that, I'm going to do something I've been waiting to do a long time. I'm going to go on the offense and put y'all back on your heels. She likes it. You can see it in her face. She's like, oh yeah, I like this. Whereas, you know, Sarah, she would be like, something stupid again, but not her. She loves it. So let's listen to some examples of this. This is her walking out from the White House, and one of the press people, I guess, stopped her and threw out a question again. Let me get my stuff hooked up. Here we go. Let's see how she handles it, guys. All right, now, wait a minute. What's wrong with my volume? Interesting. Here we go. All right, man. Maybe something. Okay, I know what's the problem. I know what that. My bad, y'all. Okay, here we go. Let's get back to the stupid question. Here we go. Here they come. You know what's coming. Thought they could catch her off guard.
Good, how are you guys?
So can you confirm as a White House official that the president is indeed taking hydroxychloroquine?
Yes, I can absolutely confirm that.
Okay, now just in case you didn't hear it, because the reporter is a little lower, she said, can you confirm that the president actually uses hydroxychloroquine? Okay, here's a response.
Statement last night so vague. It said that they discussed it. It makes no mention of azithromycin or zinc.
Well, the president said himself he's taking it. That's a given fact. He said it. The purpose of this letter was to show that Dr. Conley agreed with the analysis that the benefits outweighed the risk. The president should be taken at his word, and the purpose of this letter was to show just that, as it did, the rationale behind it.
Just to follow up on that, the letter seems very carefully written. A lot of people said it doesn't explicitly say that he prescribed it. Is there a reason?
Okay.
The reason
Now,
is
I know it's hard to hear her, but now she's asking about the specifics of the letter, and it doesn't specifically say this and that and this and that. So what they're trying to do is undermine the president's statement about hydroxy and paint this new narrative that Trump is lying about this, obviously. Now, when they reacted the first time, I thought to myself, how rude is that? For whatever reason, a man comes out, the president, not just any man, and says, I'm taking this drug, and their position immediately is of disrespect, of disbelief, of you now saying this man obviously is lying. President of the United States, no data, no proof of him lying, just straight up like, you know what? He's not like a regular president, so we can go ahead and treat him like garbage. We can go ahead and disrespect what he's saying. We can go ahead and paint all kind of negative and false narratives because it's Trump. We can say these things, and watch what she does.
the president of the United States said it, and if it were any other president of the United States, the media would take him at his word. The purpose of this letter was to give a medical rationale for the decision that the president announced was made in consultation with his doctor.
There you go.
The FDA said
The FDA said it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Is the president
I
sending
spoke with
mixed
Dr.
messages?
Hahn this morning.
So, you know, the FDA said this and that. Is the president giving mixed messages? Because we don't want this drug being used to help people, and then our economy will repair, and then they'll go back to work, and President Trump will get in again. So we got to make it seem like he's just a rule breaker. Let's continue.
Morning, and what Dr. Hahn said to me is this is a drug that has been approved for 3 other uses. He said he's prescribed it to his patients in the past. He told me that it has a good safety profile, but should always be prescribed in the context of a doctor prescribing it to their patients. So that is ultimately how the decision should be made. It's ultimately how President Trump made his decision. But I think there's some misreporting out there and some neglect of the fact that tens of millions of people across the world have taken this drug for other purposes and done so safely.
Now you see that? Very thorough. Went through it. She was prepared. She talked about the misreporting. She's like any other president. Y'all would have believed him. And don't take this drug without your doctor saying so. See, they're trying to paint the picture. The President Trump has blew past the doctors and all of that. And for now, he's just acting like the United States doctor. Like, everybody go out and get some hydroxy on me. Okay. Whereas they're skipping the part of you having to go through a doctor. But just because Trump is suggesting that this might help, then all of a sudden they're saying, in a sense, he's directing everybody to go out and take the drug. Where she comes out and points out their complete hypocrisy. If Obama would have came out and said he was taking it, they'd be like, oh, well, absolutely, we trust him. Any other president. But Trump, nah, he's lying. But let's finish up with another wonderful example. This shows why I'm now in love. LL, when I'm alone in my room. Listen to her destroy Chris Cuomo along with others.
We just got moments ago a statement from the American Nurses Association which says, quote, the American Nurses Association has not received reports from nurses or other frontline healthcare workers utilizing hydroxychloroquine as a preventative treatment for COVID-19.
Now, with this lady in the mask that looks like a bandit, what she's doing right now is talking about how when President Trump said many of the frontline workers, they take it. Now, all of a sudden, she's going, and quote, this agency says that none of these people take it, you know, trying to undermine him. And now she's about to get smacked in the face. Let's hear it.
Why does the president continue to say that many or thousands of frontline workers are using it as a prophylactic?
Well, there is, at Henry Ford Hospital is doing a study on this now where 3,000 frontline workers will be taking hydroxychloroquine.
I think that's thousands. Let me see. Once you hit 1000, that puts you in the thousands. And she said 3,000. Okay. All right, let's continue.
to look at its use as a prophylaxis. I believe there's a few hundred or 190 workers in Tampa General Hospital. So this is being used by some. And one thing I want to note with regard to hydroxychloroquine, because I think it's very important that we're as accurate as we can be with our reporting on this. Hydroxychloroquine has been a drug that has been in use for 65 years for lupus, arthritis, and malaria. It has a very good safety profile, but as with any drug and as with any prescription, it should be given by a doctor to a patient in that context. So no one should be taking this without a prescription from their doctor. But that being said, I've seen a lot of...
Now here it come, y'all. She lay in the case. She was on the defense, because see, what they're trying to do is make it seem like this drug just fell out of the sky and it's just killing folks because Trump said to take it. And now that she gave all of that upfront information that for whatever reason, they're just acting as if we don't have this historical data of the drug being safe. She gave that. And I would love to hear them with their medical experience and their degrees in chemistry and all of that stuff, be able to tell her why after 40 years now the drug is killing folks. But nonetheless, she now switches. She done defended the goal. She said, you ain't scoring on me today. And now she got the ball back and about to put them on defense. Let's listen to this.
Apoplectic coverage of hydroxychloroquine. You had Jimmy Kimmel saying the president's, quote, trying to kill himself by taking it. You had Joe Scarborough saying, quote, this will kill you. Neil Cavuto saying, what have you got to lose? One thing you have to lose are lives. And you had Chris Cuomo saying the president knows that hydroxychloroquine is not supported by science. He knows it has been flagged by his own people and he's using it. Well, Cuomo mocked the president for this. And interestingly, I found this out just before coming here. Hydroxychloroquine, of course, is an FDA-approved medication with a long proven track record for safety. And it turns out that Chris Cuomo took a less safe version of it called quinine, which the FDA removed from the market in 2006 because of its serious side effects, including death. So really interesting to have that criticism of the president. And on that note to Chris Cuomo, I'd like to redirect him to his brother, the governor of New York, Governor Cuomo, who has several on-the-record statements about hydroxychloroquine saying, I'm an optimist, I'm hopeful about the drug, and that's why we'll try it here in New York as soon as we get it. There has been anecdotal evidence that it's promising, that's why we're going ahead, and I have about 8 other quotes from Governor Cuomo, should any of you have interest in that.
You cited their studies, though, their trials that are in their early phases. Do you have any evidence that thousands of frontline workers are currently using it because they believe it actually will prevent them from getting COVID-19?
The FDA has approved this for off-label use. You know, this president's a big believer in right-to-try legislation. People who are in their last... There are several studies that have been brought that the president has actually mentioned that I'd refer you to. There was one out of France, a French study involving more than 1,000 patients that found that the vast majority had, quote, good clinical outcomes. And by the vast majority, that was more than 90%. There's an Italian study of more than 65,000 patients that demonstrated only 20 tested positive of those who were taking it prophylactically, and a South Korea study as well. So there are several studies, and if you're someone out there and this is a safe drug to use and your doctor, importantly to underscore that, and your doctor prescribes it for your use as a prophylaxis or after coming into contact with COVID, then it's something you should take if it's prescribed by the doctor and that's your personal medical choice.
Now y'all see why I'm in she just gave her the business. She went down every question. She's like 2 or 3 steps ahead of him. Like, I'm glad you asked that dumb question. And I'm going to enjoy dismantling you on national TV right here. You ready? You ready? Okay, here I go. Here's all the studies. Why aren't you looking at this? Matter of fact, look at all the hypocrisy and all these people who's criticizing the president. She blasts them, and you can just see it in her face like, I enjoy this. I come to work every day like, ooh, I hope they ask something stupid. And that is why I love her. She sticks the knife in their gut, twists it, and brings it up, and they deserve it. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, notification button. Find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. If you like their products, put Kevin in a promo code. Links below the video. And you'll get a 20% discount. And if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's a link below this video. Now I'm going to go in and get my run on without a mask on because I ain't afraid of no corona outside. And I ain't afraid of white men hunting me like LeBron and them say. I'm going to ride my bike with confidence. Anyway, God bless y'all. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner.